Alright folks, we are, what are we? May 9th, Mother's Day. May the 9th. And here's our progress on the outdoor seed starting in a little mini greenhouse. There's a few trays missing because I brought them out over here onto the table for some light. We have here the cauliflower. Cauliflower is doing pretty good. 8 out of 8 trays. I finally got one out of that tray there. Little guy. Probably won't live. Probably will never get big enough. But whatever, we got 8 out of 8 on him. These other ones, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 2 in that one. These are ready to choose the biggest, I think, and snip them off. The broccoli here is going great. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4 of them in that one. Yeah, look at this stuff. I watered this today and like really hosed it down. It's almost dry again when it's not sitting in that greenhouse. I really don't like this starter mix. Dries out way too fast. I'm going to use black earth from now on. I think I'll just get an extra couple bags in the spring, store them in the shed or somewhere till I need them in the winter, and use black earth from now on. This stuff dries right out to nothing in no time. It's just, yeah, gross. But anyway, that's the broccoli. The broccoli's doing great. That's ready to thin out, and we'll keep the strongest, best plant. They are starting to keel over a little bit. That's probably because they're always sitting inside of that thing and there's no wind. That's why I wanted to take them out, let them waft around, wave around in the wind a little bit, get stronger. Here's the cabbage. Cabbage, we have our 7 out of 8 trays, pots that came up. This one, I don't know, there's a couple little things down there, but I don't actually think that's cabbage. Probably just weeds that came in and got into the black earth on this one. Look at the black earth here though. Nice and moist and great. Again, I watered all these down with the hose this morning. The black earth still nice and moist. Seed mix dry as a bone. As for peppers, and what have we got here? Hungarian peppers, Yolo Wonder peppers, and that one, that little yellow pear tomato hasn't really grown a lot. I don't know if you can see him. I can't even see him in the camera here with the sun it is. But we'll see. Red cherry tomato, nothing. Rutgers. We got seedlings coming up in the Rutgers. Look at that. Finally, tomato. Nothing in that one. But the tomatoes, finally, there's another Rutgers. You can even see them in there. Yeah, they're there. 2 Rutgers, 2 chocolate cherry. One little guy sitting there. Roma. One little guy sitting there. What's this? Yellow brandywine tomato. One little guy there. So they're starting to come up. But here's the problem. We are now exactly the 2-week mark from planting. And these little seedlings here, tomatoes, I have serious doubts that they're going to be anywhere near ready to plant in 2 weeks from now. We'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this greenhouse idea out here is going to make them go nuts, and they'll be 6-8 inches tall in 2 weeks. I doubt it, but you never know. Now, let you know what this thing is holding humidity like crazy, boy. When I opened this up this morning, it just water was dripping down inside. It was almost like a self-watering thing, the way the water was dripping down inside. So the sun's kind of going back in now. It's getting a little cooler. It's around 4:30, 5 o'clock now. So we're gonna put these guys back in there. And we'll be back in a week or so. I know we're at week like 4.75 or something like that now. I should have started this earlier. Actually, I shouldn't have even tried putting them inside on the kitchen table. I should have just put them right out here, because that puppy there, believe it or not, holds heat, holds moisture incredibly. And we have, even since the last video I made, we've had a couple of frost nights and everything here is fine. It's really holding its heat well. That I'm impressed. For the 30 bucks or so that I paid for it, it's gonna do the job. Maybe I'll get a bigger one. Maybe I'll just get another one this size for next year. But I think next year's seed starting is going to be pretty much outdoors completely. Because as you can see, it works. Even the tomatoes, given enough time, it will work. It would have worked this year. But I'm 95% sure that tomato plants are going to be bought this year. Sounds like a couple guys drag racing on the highway. Anyway, that's where we stand for now. I've got a lot of other projects to get done here. My woodshed tempo hasn't even been taken down yet. I got about a week to get that done before the city starts getting a little upset at me. One other thing. Show you this. Yeah, I got to take down my Christmas decorations too. It's Mother's Day and I've still got Christmas lights up. I don't light them up anymore, but, you know, time to get them down. There's my herb planting box. That thing in the middle, that's chives. I didn't even know chives were perennial like that, but I guess they are. So, awesome. They're starting to come up. Even down further. Maybe I'll take you down further and we'll show something. Let me zoom back out here so we're not all... Take you down my steps here. And we'll see, I got some old pipes there from an old Tempo. We're going to use those as tomato stakes this year. But over here, and I don't remember planting onions or anything here last year. Maybe I did. But they're all coming back up. Look at that. I got some weeding to do, get that cleaned up. Tomorrow I got to run out of town, so maybe Tuesday we'll get to that. And maybe Tuesday we'll get to this too. Clean this yard up a little bit. In 2 weeks we have planting to do. So, yeah, but these onions look like they're coming back all on their own. It was a failure last year, but it looks like might have been a timing issue last year. Maybe I got them in too late. I don't know. But they're coming out this year, interestingly enough. This area here was potatoes last year. We're going to turn that into beans this year. I have yellow and green climbing beans. There's an old Tempo frame over there. I'm going to use parts of that to rig up some kind of climbing thing for them to climb on. That old kiddie pool is going to be turned into a pond area one day. And that's how we're going to go with that. So we're going to go with climbing beans this year, all climbing beans. Normally I've done bush, and I've been happy with it, but I want the space for other stuff. So this area here is going to be my bean area, and instead of bush we're going to go with climbing, see how that does. Of course, the fence up there, again, you remember that from last year, red scarlet runners all over that fence. They do awesome. Anyway, that's where we stand for now. Things are coming along. Look at the water that comes off of my property. I had to put a big rock there just to cover a hole just in the spring. Downside of living on the side of a mountain. I don't flood. I never get any flooding in my house. If it reached flooding up there, pretty much the whole town would be gone by the time it got to my basement. So, but the trade-off is water flow. Water really flows down here. I don't know. One day maybe we'll figure out something to get that fixed. Maybe we'll be in a different house by then. You never know. Anyway, like I always say, be prepared, Canada. It's a tough world out there.